I feel like they've been stronger in the past, and maybe this is where they start to get stronger again. I mean, for Vitality, no map really is super solid right now. This is 38% for them Mirage, so there's a big chance for Mousesports to do something, but by no means is it guaranteed, especially with Zywoo with a 30 bomb plus on the previous map.
So Mousesports making their way down the underpass, looking to see what they can find. Rob's leading the way with that P250. It's become fairly iconic in his hands. His mechanics are so good, and that's recognized by the team, and that's why he gets that P250. He's annihilated Shox. Shox is nothing but a distant memory, and oh my god, that took quite a few bullets. It's a bit surprising, but Alex does get it in the end. And they might be a bit curious as to what the hell's going on right now, because Mousesports not really showing their main intentions, walking all over the place. So we're watching for that mid boost, and the bomb is walking out onto the A-bomb site by itself at the moment, which is quite surprising. Chris J's going for a plon. This could be a disaster, though. Zywoo actually can't go for the deep peek, though, because Woxic is there to cover it, and he's going to nail Zywoo. That's a beautiful shot. And now Chris J's going to do just what Woxic did, but on CT as well.
There's a rotation into the window. Woxic focusing on CT, but he did hear RPK drop, taking an off angle now, and he's sandwiched. He is the meat. Alex has a defuse kit, and the smoke is up. He has an angle. Surely they can't find him. Now he's stolen around again. The headshot comes all too late, and it's daylight robbery once more from Vitality.
Interestingly, though, Woxic got 3 kills, and they got the bomb downs, and so because Woxic saves that Kevlar, they're definitely in a spot where they can get a pretty damn strong force buy here. It looks like we might not see. Oh, there is the Krieg. I was about to say, I was like, bit late for the Krieg to come in, but finally it does at the end. And so an AK, a Krieg, and a Galil and a Scout, this is extremely dangerous. Only 2 grenades, but they may not need more than 2.
Who needs grenades?
And they are going to be trying to bully the A-bomb site. So I was close here with the MP9. That's not going to work here. Trying to peek behind the Molotov. That's usually a good peek to have, but looks like Mousesports are dealing with it fairly well, but the damage is huge on the players that remain.
Indeed, that damage is colossal. Woxic and Frozen with 21 HP total. Less than ideal for sure. Apex follows up, and he's taking the bomb away now. In the smoke, the T's could try to creep and catch it, but there's so much risk. Frozen has 17 HP and a Krieg. Has to wait for Karrigan to put in some work. Now maybe the bomb could be rescued. Karrigan doing more than you would expect. Alex, though, may be in an MVP position. Frozen taken out immediately. Moves forward, but Robs is creeping by Palace. All good for all concerned. Alex trying to do what he can. Robs is soon on a reload, though, and he should know that, but there we go. RPK and Alex will finish things off. An expensive round for Vitality, and they don't get any upgrades. The M4 and a FAMAS move into the next round.
It's unfortunate for Mousesports. If they had a plan, they would definitely be force buying here, but I think we might just see a few pistols just to keep the pressure on, and we'll see a full buy in the following round. Looks like that's exactly what's happening with the Deagles out there for Mousesports. And the EGB.com odds on your screen showing that Vitality are definitely the underdog here. Not by too big of a margin, but definitely a pronounced one. Ooh, Rob's there, does get a tag onto Apex. Apex avoiding the headshot, though, which is the important part. And Karrigan, though, he wants to abuse this. He knows that they pushed mid, so he felt like he had a timing, and he's just a little bit slow, unfortunately for him.
Shox with some bursts. Chris J fishing. No man's land is where he will stay. And there were 3 more Deagles in this story. Woxic. That he looked right and left so fast, but he was like locked on that position. Barrel of the gun seen, and Frozen will pop Apex. So some damage has been done. Now, there is a chance they could try to boost to collect that, but Rops is currently on the high ground, fishing for a player in Connector. Might not have got past towards the window before the smoke dissipated. Woxic still fishing. Still waiting for someone to make a mistake. So we're picking the right time to perhaps peek into the window.
One thing we missed there was like a double peek from the Cat and from Connector, high and low ground, which was kind of cool from Rops and Woxic. They have great team play, this Mousesports lineup, great chemistry.
I just saw both of them in the bathroom.
Okay, say more.
By the sinks. Woxic said to Rops, "How are you?" It's kind of amusing. Creep through to CT spawn, but there he'll be denied. Now, 20 seconds for the remainder of Mousesports to die. They require loss bonus. Rops making it expensive. They could even plant a bomb here. They've got a 2 versus 1 make it 2 now. Zybu rotates in. 9 seconds. The smoke is up. Rob putting in great work. Can Woxic get this bomb planted? Not on this occasion. 3 kills, though, is outrageous. That's good for $15,000 to $18,000 of damage, depending on what they were holding. That's a great result.
It's the the ability for the players at this level to read the map, that you've got the Robson in a position where he's with the Woxic and they're so insanely dangerous, just with Deagles, because they have such lethal aim and they understand where the Vitality players are most likely going to be. It's just so ridiculous how much space they get on the map just with 2 Deagles. Really crazy. But we're into the full buy here. This is where the action really begins. And Mousesports actually have an emphasis towards the B apartments here. You got Frozen there with a deep Molotov, but it's a deep smoke from Vitality as a response, a very deep smoke. You can throw that one from CT spawn. I'm not sure if that was how Vitality threw that one. Given when it landed, that actually could be the case. Apex investigating, wondering what's going on. Mousesports very quiet on the map right now. The only presence Vitality have detected is B apartments. They've got no other information across the map as to where Mousesports are.
Kerrigan with the smoke of the window from T-spawn, waiting a long time to deploy that. Mousesports were quite spread out, perhaps looking for some aggression, or just waiting just in case. The minute mark, and we see Vitality have Zywoo in the ladder position. Note that the vent in the ladder has been broken already, so he can drop onto those bricks to catch people off guard as they go into connector, and he may have done exactly that. No, in fact, Woxic was under the window, eliminated by Zywoo. 45 seconds now, Kerrigan deep on the A-bomb site, and we've got problems for Vitality. They've lost Alex in CT spawn, and they're losing more. Zywoo doing what he can, but look at the trades continuing across the map. 35 seconds as a bomb gets planted default.
And it's actually, I think that for the first time, a distinctly advantageous situation for Mousesports. Very limited. There's no smoke or a molly. That would be really the key bits of utility here for Vitality for the retake. Robson in a fairly exposed position, able to deal with the push towards the bench, as you can see. But if there is a... Oh, he's actually going to go for the peek here. His teammates, Kerrigan by the Tetris position. Shox will push forwards alone now, trying to find the first frag, trying to bait out Kerrigan. And there it is. Kerrigan will finish off Shox. Once again, really good team play from Mousesports in these positions, and they'll pick up their first round. Just like on Inferno, Vitality aren't able to convert too many rounds after they win the pistol.
Yeah, because of the damage that was done with those Deagles in a round prior, it's put Vitality in a really awkward position. They will choose the 4 spy. We'll see what it looks like. Will it just be 2 rifles? I think it will be. Nothing else on the floor for the other 3 players. Pistols are out. There is some utility. Look at the timing on that HE. That is a great start. And with 3 pistols on road, that could make a hell of a difference. Apex caught with a grenade in his hand, asking for a little too much. That was way late.
He's lining up a one-way. It takes too long, James.
Took too long indeed. Taking risks, as one could expect in a round such as this, but that's an important gun loss, which may be collected, but no one's really in position at all to try and salvage that. 3 players deep on the B bomb site, leaving Alex alone on A. In the off angle, as players come towards Tetris, really nice. You'd focus on CT, good for 1, but again, he's got no help, and there's no help even close, not even a flashbang taken out. And how much more is there for Vitality to do at this point with the 3 pistols they have? You never know.
Please,
Woxic trying to give people motion sickness on the stream. Accept my apologies.
Well, Mousesports looking pretty good here. Really able to punish Vitality after they, well, punished them previously with the Deagle kills, as you mentioned. And Mousesports were really off to a good start. So this is going to be interesting now. We can, we'll get a glimpse as to what Vitality will do with the low econ, what Mousesports will do in terms of trying to control the match and trying to be in the mind of Vitality. So far, I think Kerrigan's really come into his own on this team in a new way. I think with FaZe, Kerrigan was much more limited just due to the nature of the team and the players on the team with the levels of input that he could have and impact. But with this team, it's everyone's going to listens to Kerrigan. He's truly the captain. He truly has full control. So that does allow a kind of a level to Kerrigan that we have not really previously seen, I think. So very interesting to see how this will develop over time. now that they've started to find success. Now just a few deagles to worry about.
Yeah, Vitality fishing, saving what little they had in the previous round. Mainly Kevlar, really. A Desert Eagle here and there. Really is the hand cannon, the Desert Eagle. It's absolutely outrageous to fire. Smokes are up to deny crossfire, deny burst plays. From the C2s that could be lurking somewhere.
Not bad.
Not too shabby at all from Woxic. His teammate will jump over him. Shocks with an off angle. So close to the headshot, but he will be denied. Zywoo's in the market position. Not much to buy in that market anymore. RPK's on the way, though, although it seems he will reposition Alex heading towards the short area. Or beyond it, in fact. So this has gone how it should. No damage done yet by Vitality. And still Zywoo and RPK, they could choose to save their Kevlar. It's a lot of money to save for the rounds to come, so why not? Other choice is to risk losing it to try and pick something up. Alex has nothing to lose, so he will do exactly that. Carrigan moving into the ladder room. I do wonder... Oh, there goes Alex. Oh, never mind. So Zywoo and RPK will likely hold on to their Kevlar. They'll save themselves a fair amount of cash. No need to make yourself rebuy that in the next round. That will afford them a lot more grenades, which is really important. No AWP, though. Everybody is just a little shy of the AWP.
And now things will get quite interesting, because one of the great things about Mirage is there's all sorts you can do to take the initiative on the CT side if you're having hard times. And I think it's fair to say Vitality aren't having the best of times. They're having to make some sacrifices here. No kit, no AWP, not the full nades, and they will go aggressive in mid. As a result, Woxic with a quick pick from A ramp into the A site. Carrigan gets behind the mid aggression. He has absolutely ruined them both. The round is almost over at this point, unless Shox can do something else. The continuation spray is a great attempt from Shox, but it's simply not good enough. Zywoo left alone. You blink and you miss this one with this round.
Yeah, talk about impact frags. Those were lightning fast from Carrigan. Always nice to see the in-game leader fragging. Reminds me of the TSM days. With the old FACEIT finals. When you'd see him on the AWP a lot more often.
Well, one thing too, going into this team, Carrigan was telling me about is that I think in the summer or around April, whatever it was, just before summer, you know, his level was clearly not good enough individually. Like, that was like a clear thing that he had to fix. And then basically for 3 months he said that every day he made sure to play like 3 or 4 FPL games, like 500 DM frags. Like, he had like a strict regimen that he followed every single day to really sharpen his aim and his mechanics to up his level to be suitable to the absolute top tier once again.
Respect. He put in the work to not fade into irrelevancy. And look where he is now. Mousesports just rising up the ranks constantly. The Mousesports people wanted to see for a very long time. Finally here. There's the timeout now. Mousesports in the lead, 4-3. Vitality needs to try and turn things around. They won't have the money to do it necessarily in this particular round. But Zywoo has a Krieg, and who the hell knows what Zywoo can do. Very capable player. 15 seconds before round number 8 kicks off. Mousesports is very well equipped at the moment. Again, a team which has been comfortable for the longest time on Mirage. I still have memories of all of Oscar's shenanigans around that connector position with the AWP, but now it's Woxic's era. And boy, has he been explosive of late.
Right, well, here we go into the next one, and it's very limited here. Zywoo trying to play very aggressively with that Krieg that he's collected, and it's going to be interesting to see what he can do. Just dropping that smoke there to play over the top of it in middle, be sneaky, but it's going to be a full-out A assault coming in from Mousesports. Not looking to mess around here. Zywoo will rotate into position to try to have some level of impact here, but Woxic might be ready for this, but no. Zywoo just about has a better angle on Woxic, but oh, hello. Well, that's the bomb down in the forward position. They have to commit into this, Mousesports. They have to press forwards. This is a disaster, though.
That incendiary kept 2 players busy in the Palace. Chris J tries to make it better, but Woxic's got 10 HP. He does have a sniper rifle though, but this is so awkward. He has no position. He was one of those 2 players in the Palace now, rotating far away. This is a complete disaster for Mousesports. Woxic moving into a short position, but Zywoo was already aware he could peek at any time. Oh my god, he peeked too early. Woxic is such a beast. He's got 1 minute to find the last 2 players. Harassment. Shows some presence with a Krieg, goes back to the AWP and repositions yet deeper towards that jungle position. RPK on the ramp, Apex moves towards CT, but that's where Woxic is coming. Won't have his AWP out in time, and Vitality steal a round away. Again, the incendiary splitting the players, stopping the players in Palace from helping the rest out, and the carnage began.
Indeed. That's a great round for Vitality to pick up. And obviously they pick up the AWP too, so that's going to be a massive boon to their economy. And they tie things up 4-4. So really contested game once again. That's what we want to see. And what's the play here for Mousesports? Looking like they actually want to go straight into the A bomb site once again. They got Karrigan, who'll be playing around middle to try to backstab or catch the cat player rotating. And pretty much everyone's in the apartments in Palace. A balcony burst on a 4x. You don't often see this coming. Alex there from below who's going to do some big damage. Finds 2 frags. Oh no, this is just not working for Mousesports.
Well, this is quite a turnaround. This is a chance for them to secure something. And they will brutalizing Mousesports 2 rounds in a row. From rags to riches for Vitality. They take a second AWP. Shox will collect it. We'll see what impact he can have. There's still money somehow for Mousesports. They're going to have another crack at the whip. Another bullet.
So one of the key factors, you know, let's say in that Na'Vi series that we had yesterday was the fact that Na'Vi struggled to adjust and adapt. That is something that Karrigan's Mousesports is very, very good at doing. So it feels like they had a strict game plan. They may have to start deviating, and Woxic will destroy Apex in the window. And that's a fantastic spot for an IGL to be in. A quick 5v4 on the T side. Beautiful. Got loads of time to play it out and reset the situation.
Shox and RPK towards B, getting real aggressive. Shox' second kill. He's playing the B bomb site though. This might always be high fragging. Woxic picks up the bomb and he's taking an angle towards the apartments. In the meantime, Karrigan's crept into the A bomb site, trying to figure out where the CTs are. Now, it's really awkward to peek Shadow from this jungle position because it can expose you to jungle at the same time. As you can see, it's pretty tough. It's a 50-50, but you'll see that no one's in the jungle area. Now, does he assume that Shadow is clear? What do they think of the positions of these CTs? Alex quietly rotating towards the A site behind Zywoo as Woxic sets up a smoke grenade for CT. Chris Jane connecting out. Rops on T ramp. So it's a 4 versus 2 on the A bomb site. RPK, though, can creep in the short area. That needs to be considered. An incendiary from Zywoo. Maybe a boost towards Tolbooth. We'll see. Landing something up. Oh, it's the Kree coming out first. Oh, before they walk into the scope, Woxic has the angle. He's expectant, and things have dramatically changed. 4 versus 2 now, as Shox and Zywoo remain. 2 AWP retake. Can they really go for this? Well, if they're served up frags, then they definitely can. All of a sudden, the scores are tied.
This is a huge issue. Zywoo doesn't seem to understand where Rops is, though. So Rops has a key part to play in this one. I think he spotted Zywoo. He knows he's dropped down, but the angle's now covered by Shox, so Rops can't really peek out. He may not know about Shox's reposition. Oh my god, how does Zywoo hit that one? Rops looks so ready for it. Chris J now, it's all on his shoulders. Can he find a way to do this? He picks up the first kill. It's now down to Zywoo. Chris J is playing for the delay.
Oh my god.
But Zywoo is just so precise. Oh my god. He had to get it instantly, and that's the only way he wins the round, and of course he does.
He is a robot, but you do wonder if Mousesports just gave too much in the 4 versus 2.
Yeah.
Both running at the AWPs. They don't know the angles, trying to take some more map control, but they did end up evening the numbers there. Zywoo with a flying Krieg kill. He may have been fast on the box, but either way, it looks horrible from the Mousesports POVs. 6-4 now for Vitality. They've had a lot of success in a few short rounds, and they've put Mousesports into that Deagle situation once again. Chris J with the 1 rifle, the rest with the butcher buys, looking for these meat shots with these Desert Eagles.
I don't understand how Zywoo is so much better than everyone else at this video game.
I know, right?
Oh, no. Oh my god, 3 Deagle kills just all at the same time. Okay. Well, Zywoo definitely has to prove it once again. He's got RPK as well, which is definitely a good... He's an amazing anchor. He's sitting on the B-bomb side, and Zywoo is looking towards the A side. This is going to be very difficult, though. There's so many players, and Rops is going to just drill Zywoo straight in the face. Fair enough.
This is getting completely out of hand now.
Oh, hello.
Mashed potato in the B apartments now. Oh my god. What is happening? What was that? What was that round?
I don't understand this round. There was 3 Deagle kills instantly from 3 different locations.
Yeah, assumptions being made. Always dangerous to hop on those boxes towards B. Zywoo 14 for 5 with $10,000 in the bank. He will be buying and he will be furious with that round. But first we have a timeout. Vitality's lead is reduced to 1. Lost their own pick. This is the pick of Mousesports.
I mean, it's kind of incredible that Vitality have 6 rounds already. I mean, they've been playing pretty well to get that. Obviously, it's down to some of the clutches and some of the good decisions that they have made. But when rounds like that are happening, where all these Deagles are doing damage, and we can cast our minds back to the fact that Vitality has so many issues with the Deagles in previous rounds doing insane amounts of damage from Mousesports, and that's not a factor that Vitality have had over Mousesports when Vitality's on a low econ and they got Deagles. They haven't been doing nearly as much damage as Mousesports have, so Mousesports have that edge in this series so far, it seems. And oh, I love this boost. This is a great one. It really makes the shot easier. And also, if there's a molly, because sometimes the CTs will throw a molly, and then they get to peek behind the molly. It's a favorable peek for the CTs. That boost actually circumvents that play as well. So, nice little detail there from Mousesports.
RPK has gone deep in the apartments, I do believe. There's a smoke up in the kitchen position. That might have to be dealt with by Mousesports later on. Zywoo trying to make something happen in mid. Chris J lucky to be alive. Rops in the palace. RPK with the fadeaway. Fallen back from his deep position. Frozen still lurking in B apartments. He's looking in the underpass, actually, at the moment. Both teams being very active here. Zywoo rotating towards the A-bomb site now with Apex close to the window. Got to be concerned about a potential boost. Frozen is under the window, and that smoke grenade may suggest yet further what might be happening. Chris J may be heading towards connector soon. 3 players towards A for Mousesports, looking to split the A-bomb site.
There's a huge disparity in utility right now. Vitality have almost none to play against Mousesports, so they have to hit some crazy shots here. This is a perfect thing for Alex to do. Try to get aggressive before the players come out, because if he just stays passive, it's going to be very difficult with no counter utility from his teammates to help him out. And Krishay now applying that pressure from connector. He's been spotted, and oh, there he goes. Rops able to take down Apex. Oh, Zywoo, that's such a strong peek from Ticket. Now Mousesports will try to burst onto the site, and Alex, he's going to... How is he annihilating all of them? And Zywoo swings in for a follow-up. This is looking like such a huge issue. Mousesports had everything going in their way, but just the timings started to swing towards Vitality. Frozen doing what he can. 5 seconds to go. He's going to get the bomb down. It's going to get the bomb down.
Oh,
what
my
the hell is that? What the hell is that from Frozen? That doesn't make any sense. I have no words for that. How do you describe what he just did? There's no way for him to even know where the hell that guy is.
When he gets that kill and he jump peeks and sees this, oh my god, shocks at a point of no return. He's stuck behind triple. He's spotted by Frozen. The jump peeks are fantastic from Frozen to get that information. That flick is nasty. That's rated 18. Get it on the porn sites, lads. That's just absolutely gross. 6-6 in the most absurd fashion. I think everybody needs a timeout after that. And the devs are asking for the plays of the decade.
I know, dude.
Jesus.
Some pretty hard competition. I honestly don't understand the amount of like crazy clutches that we've seen in this series already from both sides is something. I mean, it is suitable, very suitable for a grand finals.
Look what that's done to Vitality. That's broken them. They've been mugged.
It's absolutely crushed them.
He took the kidney.
The crazy thing is that Mousesports at the beginning had so many advantages in that round. It was just so much class from Vitality to even be in a position where Frozen had a ridiculously impossible clutch, which he somehow managed to actually close down. I don't understand. Frozen's really coming into his own on this Mousesports team. He's really coming into his own in a way that I never expected. I knew he was good, but he's really showing us that he's something more than that. Look at this flank from Alex and the stack on the B bomb site. Mousesports should have no problem with all the utility. Hello.
Hello.
Shox is not quite aware of that one, so it looks like it will be fine after all.
Alex now with the Deagle, looking for more highlights. Alex, don't do it again, please. Mousesports make it to 7. I'm still recovering from the actions of Frozen. Man, this is looking tough now. This is looking real tough.
It's kind of crazy because, like, if you look at the clutch Alex made, earlier with that Eagle, and just how just impossible it looked, like replicating that just seems impossible. Frozen just did that with the AWP. It's just such an important round that he won. It's much like the important round that Alex won, and the level, I don't know, man. It's just so insane.
He took the kidney down.
I can't even begin to describe what happened. Oh man, still talking about it 2 rounds later.
Mousesports deploying grenades into the A-bomb site. We've got the jungle connector stairs, pair of smokes, and there's one close to default as well, but some of their players have faded away, so seems they are looking to offer something tricky. In the meantime, Zywoo and Shox are moving up the mid position, and Alex is deep on A, so Vitality are really searching for that information right now. Apex around jungle, starting to fall back. RPK alone on the B-bomb site. Alex forced away, still alive for now. And Zywoo goes to look towards the underpass, but do they go all the way up top mid? Maybe if he had an AWP, the answer would be yes. Shox waiting maybe for a flash for a swing, but there are more grenades coming out towards A. Apex spots one player by T-Ramp, starts to fall back. Zywoo rotating, Shox on the flank.
This is really interesting. You've got 2 Mousesports players in the B apartments. This is very odd. The bomb is committing towards the A bomb site. There's 3 players here. Zywoo able to play behind the smoke here to great success. And the bomb is not, is it a fake? I don't understand, because now the B bomb site is being taken. But the bomb could be lost here. Chris J, he's got players all around him. And he's got a Galil. He's got no way out. There's 20 seconds to try to have his teammates somehow bail him out of this position to find a way to plant on the A site. That's the only solution. But how do they do that?
Yeah, he's not making it to B anytime soon. Apex even looking for a flank at the moment. Has he been spotted by Chris J? I think he has just about. Frozen drops in the meantime. The flames are up. He'll go for the fast plant. Can anybody get in the position to stop it? No, Chris J in the clutch. He's got a Galil out, and he's not going to last very long. Shox on that flank's going to finish off the job. And Vitality will tie the score. Nothing between these 2 teams now.
So what do you think they were going for, James? Because you had 2 players in B apartments. I didn't see what those players were actually doing, if they were tossing nades or something like that. But then they were committing the bomb in as 3 with nades and stuff into the A side at the same time. So it didn't really look like it was a classic fake setup, because then the bomb would have been with the guys in the B apartments. I'm not quite sure.
With one person lurking in the apartments in a play like that, I always think it's that versus pro strat where they plant for short and there's a super late rotation through B to that short position. But with 2 players,
that makes sense, yeah.
It is beyond me on this occasion.
Yeah.
Last round of the first half, 7-7. Both teams on a good buy, both with 1 AWP. Most of Vitality with diffuse kits, if that comes into play later on. Smoke up for Zywoo, but he doesn't consider going back into the middle of mid. Carrigan gets tagged somehow through all those smoke grenades, but he's alive. Woks are creeping on T-Ramp in the meantime. 2 players for Vitality in connector at present. No one towards B. RPK in the apartments once more, so there might be info, but this looks to be a fast round from Mousesports. Chris J opening up the frags on the A-bomb site.
Yeah, some damage from Zywoo, but not the fatal connection. And it will be a 5v4 still for Mousesports. And, oh dear, Zywoo able to somehow escape that situation with his life down to 6 HP. The bomb can be planted, and it is planted here as Shox rotates through to CT. Carrigan cutting off the rotation. There is all Mousesports frags here. Shox alone. There's a couple, though. It could be doable, but no, Woxic has the angle. That's 8-7 at the end of the first half. What was so much drama in this first half. It could have gone so many different ways. Some of the clutches we saw were absolutely outrageous from both teams, but Mousesports seemed to have the edge.
This game is delivering in spades. But it's Vitality who are a map down, and this crowd definitely want to see a 3rd map. Absolute carnage. Exceptional plays on Mirage. but more needs to be done. Rops and Zaiwu top of the leaderboard once again, as per usual, as is very common.
What a stylistic matchup, James. This is proving to be like such a good clash.
Slobber knocker.
Yeah, like these two teams, whenever these two teams will face in the future, I feel like, you know, it's going to be one of those matchups that is just always going to blow your mind, because stylistically it's just looking like, because it's not looking like one team is necessarily figuring out the other one or like very much countering them. It just seems like both teams are able to play their games, and so we're seeing quality from both sides, even in the same round, which means the same round will turn like over and over again, which we've seen multiple times. And then it comes down to a you know, like a heroic clutch at the end of one of those rounds to steal it, and you don't know who's going to get it until that happens. So this is beautiful Counter-Strike from these two teams so far. And we're going into the second half with just as close to even Stevens as you can really get. And one thing we can note, James, about Mousesports' Mirage on the CT side is that they did, you know, Rops was famously the anchor of the A-bomb side, but his role was changed to connector, and that was a decision that was made by the coach. Rops initially was resistant to that change, but once Rops really got into it after a period of failing in that role, he started to just, like, he has all these options for his incredible mechanics to shine, and now he really excels in that connector role.
Diabolical plays in the first half. What will the second half bring? Vitality for 4 players in the apartments at present. Apex top mid. No P250s for any of the players. Frozen's about to see a hell of a lot. There's a T-flash, there's a trade as well. Rob's on the site now. He's got a teammate in tow. Needs some headshots, but he will receive them instead. Carrigan again delivering these kills. 3 versus 2. He's got the bomb at his feet.
Oh dear, now down to Alex. He's been tagged down. He's going to get annihilated. Carrigan with the quad kill on the pistol. Lead by example. And that is a very happy Mousesports picking up that pistol. But for how long can they hold on to the advantage? Because it seems like in this series, if we've done anything for both teams, the one principle that seems to apply is that advantage is transient. It's fleeting. It's ephemeral. All the fancy words that mean the same thing.
Forced buy immediately from Vitality. 3 helmets, Deagles, CZs, utility, a lot of utility, smokes, molotovs. They know what they want to do. They start this round with big intentions. Shox alone towards A. Perhaps his job is to cut off the rotators. He'll have a nice peek once they start to abandon the A-bomb site, but this may be predicated upon success towards B. See Carrigan playing on the balcony, could play an off angle. Frozen's going to hear all these grenades being deployed. He's got warning for Carrigan. Shock's taken out immediately. So there'll be no cutting off of the rotators. With that flash, Vitality will slow things down. Carrigan's just waiting for a peek. Frozen is, well, he would be in position for a flash if he had one. He's only got a smoke. Vitality creeping. Robs up the short position now. Look at all the damage. They might not get so far, Vitality.
Yeah, it's looking like they've been completely hamstrung at this point. Oh, chopped off at the legs. There's not really anything to stand on at this point. Zaiwu, oh, he's got a couple of Deagle kills. We can't really put it past him. There is time to work with as well. That smoke is not going to be up forever. He's going to try to push through the smoke as it dissipates, actually just playing that quick one-way. And he's going to look to find another one. Rops is taking some damage. Chris J, though, on the flank. He's going to finish it off, and the danger is abated for now. And but that was great from Zaiwu. He does the economic damage that they needed.
Trying to avoid getting 1-degged by Zaiwu has got to be uncomfortable, to put it politely.
Yeah, he's 22 for 10. That's what is it with this
he's
Zaiwu
very good,
guy?
He's very good.
He's very good.
All the time.
All of the time. He is the Counter-Strike savant.
Yeah, but there's not much to show for it right now, apart from the place in the grand final. A map down with a bunch of pistols in the second half. After a Frozen career highlight play.
Yes. Oh my God, Robs. Just chewing him up. And it tastes good. But I'm sure he is not sated. There is much more carnage to be had here. And as I mentioned, looking forward to seeing that Rob's dynamic around connector for Mousesports. It's such a pivotal position on the CT side. It really is so important. So many jobs to kind of hold down at once in that position. So many judgment calls. Got to have a good read of the flow of the map. We'll see that Get some double A cheese there to blow up any fast timing picks on the A ramp position. And looks like Connector will be abandoned in this round from Mousesports. Zywoo, nice pick on the B apartments, catches Carrigan jumping up, and they're going to take full advantage, bursting onto the site with the bomb.
Yep, nobody's home. Shock still lurking on the A bomb site, so he will look to make it expensive. Mousesports must be careful on that rotation. Finishing off the job there on Robs, falling back of 6 HP. And Mousesports have been outmaneuvered on this occasion. They still have a very good lead over their opponent. Vitality need to secure an exit route. Alex is looking to do that at the moment, and Shocks will certainly help in that regard. Mousesports, I'm sure, will not pursue too far because they need to try and hold on to what they have. They can buy around it for sure. Rops and Carrigan are the main people who are low, and they're dead. In terms of money, that is. Frozen's already got the money to drop, as does Woxic/Chris J. So they'll go their separate ways. Vitality make it to 8. But they've got more work to do before they break Mousesports.
And one thing I love about this is just the fact that exactly like Mousesports, this is like it's like Inferno as well. Inferno, the team that wins the pistol, they can only convert like a couple rounds before they get broken, and maybe they sustain a lot of damage leading up to that point as well. And that happened for both teams on both halves, and it's happened for both teams on both halves in this second map as well, which is it's just so enjoyable to see such a contested game at all points. You never know what's going to happen, and we get the full buy here for both teams now. Zywoo is going to be such a threat with that AWP, so good. Mousesports have moved Woxic to deal with him, and Zywoo will go down. What do Vitality make of this? Woxic goes aggressive. He wants more, and he's going to get more. That's the bomb down on the ground. Vitality are committed. Woxic turns away from the flash, only to go back to the well for more. And there's 2 players on either side. Can he find the frag? No. The fire does its job, and there might be a way back in this for Vitality.
He's bought time for his team, Woxic. He's allowed them to get close. Oh, the barrel of the gun just about spotted by Apex. And there's a chance now as well. Rob's hopping up, but Shox is going to hear him. And suddenly the numbers are even. 2 on 2. Chris J creeping. Baiting off Robs eventually. Bomb's being dropped now. Wait a minute, what? There's no bomb plant at all. I thought that was for free. Maybe asking a little too much. Mousesports able to just take the round back.
I'm not sure what happened with Apex. We saw him after he got the kill on the site, that he went for a quick fake just to see if he could bait out any players. But then we switched POVs. But it seemed to be the case that there was no one near him, so I'm not sure exactly what happened for Apex there and why there wasn't a bomb plant at the very least. Fortunately for Vitality, their money is so good that it's not going to impact their buy in the immediate future of the following rounds. So there is that. And as far as Mousesports are concerned, that was a pretty important pickup. They're 4 rounds ahead now, as you guys can see on your screens, as we take this breather, this pause. But Mousesports' economy is absolutely terrible here. So this is an extremely important round for Vitality. And I feel like we haven't seen them D4 yet, James. They've just been mostly getting picks in the B apartments and so on and so forth.
There's no seatbelts in this match, in this grand final. Everybody's going through the windshield at the moment.
There's Carrigan working the crowd as per usual.
Good energy for Mousesports. Russian vuvuzelas in the crowd.
It feels quite intimidating, I have to say, quite oppressive.
I love it. You need to embrace it. Don't be afraid of it.
It reminds me of these battle horns from movies. I'm like,
don't be shy. Give it a try.
Anxiety, man.
4-round lead for Mousesports. Vitality buy. They've got Zywoo and AWP. They've got Kriegs. They've got AKs. They have utility. They're short on flashes, though. 2 of the 4 carried by Alex. Shox once again lurking in the palace. Chris J goes in a shadow position. Rob's heading towards mid or ladder. Only Alex is top mid, goes through the oppressive smoke at the top. 3 smokes in mid at the moment. 1 window, 1 standard one thrown by the Ts, and then the aggressive one thrown by those CTs. So Frozen's on short and Rops is in the ladder room. And things start to slow down. 3 players for Vitality in the apartments at present. Got Apex creeping towards the window, with Alex spotting from top mid. But what is the next play for Vitality? Only Shox is towards A, so we're not quite sure where they're going just yet.
Yeah, it's been interesting. Vitality have been starting most of these rounds with lots of players in the B apartments, and I think Mousesports kind of understand that. That is part of the way that Vitality like to play this Mirage T side. But there's 50 seconds left now, and Mousesports have held on to a decent amount of utility for this time. And once again, Vitality it's looking like they're going to be ambling back to the B-bomb side. They've lost all A presence as Shox rotates out of Palace, and ChrisJ's pushing A ramp at this point, so ChrisJ's going to have a forward position there. And right now, there's a good defense here to be offered up on the B side. B Apartments is only good for 1 kill for Karrigan, and this is looking problematic for Mousesports now. Frozen's in trouble too.
Good position for Mousesports. Well, in part, Rop's on the way. Around the corner from short, Frozen has been lost. He bought some time though for his team, and that's important. ChrisJ's on the flank on the high ground, and that's going to be crucial. Rop's is showing some presence now, trying to delay more, but ChrisJ's really racing, and Alex might have heard him, and that could come in clutch for Vitality. Looks like ChrisJ is expected now. That could have been a big secret, but I think it's been lost.
Well, it depends what Woxic has to say about it. ChrisJ is getting closer as well. Those headshot angles are difficult to deal with. Alex goes for an aggressive peek. He's going to be met with success. And that's a wrap. Woxic, oh god, he's deep. He can't go back. He's beyond the point of no return. Surely this isn't a clutch. Woxic, he's going to get taken down by Shox. With this game, you just never know.
Yeah.
However, everything is lost for Mousesports. That was incredibly expensive, and I don't know if that had to be the way it went down.
It's just unfortunate for ChrisJ that he conceded his position to the player deep and short. That changed everything for Mousesports. They knew, especially after the kill on Ropson short, where the other players were coming from, held the off angles, covered each other well. They had the upper hand on that retake attempt, especially after that frag. Vitality heading maybe for a fast one towards A. 3 players charging through Palace. Rops will get some, maybe get some early sound cues. And in fact, I'm pretty sure he did, because look at this rotation. ChrisJ, Frozen, Karrigan, all charging straight back towards the A bomb site. I think he just about heard some footsteps, and now Shox is no man's land, but here comes the cavalry.
Oof, not too much damage there from Rops. He really wanted that quick kill that could have made all the difference in getting maybe another one to follow up. But it's a good, clean round from Vitality. Very well played by them. I've got to say, I'm really impressed by Vitality. RPK is having a bit of a difficult game here. I mean, ZywOo is taking all the kills, so it's a competition that ZywOo always wins. He's stacked, the odds are stacked in his favor or something like that. The game is rigged in ZywOo's favor. So 10-12. So the game's kind of panning out how you would want it to as a fan of Counter-Strike. Vitality winning the most important rounds, and that kind of gives them that advantage, that swing of momentum, closing the scoreline. Rops misses the jump to Cats. Is it going to pay off? No, it doesn't. It is really not paying off. Karrigan staying out there by Connector, and he's been completely annihilated. Better angle for ZywOo, and I guess that's a wrap. There's 2 AWPs left. Oh dear. Oh, hello. That's a nasty whiff from Shox at the end, unfortunately.
Well, that's a fast one. Vitality storming back to what should be another round win, but look at the proactiveness from ChrisJ. He's moving down T ramp. Now, how deep does he go? Because there's a world where Mousesports are able to get more than one peak with these AWPs. Woxic is by the van now on the B bomb site, and Vitality are moving up towards mid. 3 players. Will they give some sound cues away for ChrisJ to hear? He's a little too far, I think, at the moment. So they are posturing for a split of the B bomb site. ChrisJ is in no position to help Woxic, but Woxic is Woxic, so you can never count him out for sure. Smokes up as they start to charge into the B bomb site. Woxic takes his initial position. So many targets, but a rare miss from him. And surely that is the round.
Absolutely, yeah. It looked like I felt like the best chance for Mousesports to get something was for Vitality to go B, but Vitality, they played it well. I like how Vitality, you know, once they got that 4v2, they just kind of held their position, try to reset the situation, sitting in the apartments, keeping it really safe, getting everyone on the same page, and then coordinating themselves in a disciplined manner towards that B site. ChrisJ, oh hello. Apex will find him, so they've managed to just wipe out a really expensive buy, full buy with 2 AWPs. That hurts badly, and with that round, it's another save for Mousesports, and that means that Vitality should be able to tie the scoreline 12-12 now. I mean, that's how it's supposed to go. That's what's supposed to happen. I know a lot of stuff that's supposed to happen hasn't happened in this game, but that's you know, I'm just telling you.
We've seen plenty of crazy already here in Moscow, and maybe we'll see more. Rops is invested in Kevlar and a CZ75, so he certainly has some bad intentions. Got a boost of ChrisJ on default on the B bomb site. Karrigan taken out early. 2 players towards A for Vitality. Does telegraph their intentions, their ultimate intentions here. So Chris J's been left entrusted with the B bomb site in that boost spot. Woxic and Frozen being active, going back and forth. Vitality using the time they have afforded to them, and they're completely quiet. Woxic has a quick look, doesn't see too much of anything. 1 player in mid. Lucky to avoid that HE grenade. Still showing a little presence. Now, we reached the minute mark. Woxic still managing to stay alive.
What a nuisance.
That is quite a continuation burst from Apex.
So annoying.
But Vitality need to make a decision. 4 players alive. They've got to choose A or B. Looks like Mousesports will try to avoid giving them anything else. Woxic fishing for a gap. Doesn't quite get there. Very early re-smoke in the mid position. So walking up short with the bomb. Oh, Chris J's abandoned the boost spot, actually. He's on a low ground now. The element of surprise has been lost. And with 30 seconds, Vitality are making it into the B bomb site in good time. And the threat level has been dramatically reduced. At this point, does Rops look for bonus mining in the next round? No. Vitality win by elimination, 12-12.
All tied up. And it's actually really cool to see so much Vitality support out here. There's a lot of people, like when we're doing the fan signing session earlier, saw a lot of Vitality fans, which is really cool to see. So 1 away from that 30 bomb. And Vitality looking like they're going to switch things up here. It looks like a fast A round is in store. There goes Shox. He's going to be the entry man. And straight into Chris J. Ready for it. Sayu with the trade. That's critical. Now Rops is in a difficult position here by triple. He's got a delay. He's got to try to hold on for dear life. Woxic will try to peek, but surely there's going to be nades here to stop Woxic from having any efficacy from this position. Alex jumps on top. He's found Woxic. That's such a disaster here for Mousesports. They don't have much to work with now, but it is a 2v2. Rops evens it up.
Sayu watching the smoke, but it's just in the wrong place. Rops finds the frag. RPK on 8 HP. He's got to be real careful. He's made his way to the fireboxes, and Rops doesn't seem to have any idea, but RPK is looking towards the smoke. He's got to be really careful because of Rops' elevation. Is Rops still up on the high ground? I think he is still just waiting there. He's waiting for RPK to reposition. Don't think he believes he's on the ramp, but Rops does not have a defuse kit. Is there one on the side? RPK's got a sound cues, and there's the spray. Vitality in the lead now, 3 rounds away from a 3rd map.
Indeed. The loss bonus is pretty huge for Mousesports, so they will have the ability to bring things back with a solid buy by being fairly conservative with their half buy here. They could actually buy it down to $2,000, which means they'll be able to spend something in a range of $1,500 to $2,000 in this round, which means that given the fact they don't need to spend more than $650 on Kevlar, that means that they can get a Deagle and still have roughly around $300 to $600 left for nades. So we could see a pretty interesting buy from them, which could pose a threat should they be fortunate in the way that they open up the round. If you get an early kill with an aggressive play in a round with pistols, it can really start to create problems for the T side. So we'll see what Mousesports decide to go for. They could also equally try to starve Vitality out.
Oh look, Zawu's on another 30 bomb. Do you believe that? 30 for 14, I do believe. Mr. Consistent. Big presence from Vitality. Top mid. They've got a few HE grenades to dodge at some point. Mousesports deep on A, with Shox once again lurking in Palace. Vitality creeping, keeping the sound cues low. Alex has somehow snuck into the ladder position.
Oh, that would have been amazing, because that would have been a gun. One obstacle dealt with. One hurdle overcome. Next hurdle is Carrigan, and potentially Rops. Ouch, that's the 2nd time Zayu has nailed that one. Okay. He is very fast.
He is determined.
That's some pretty sick pre-aim / visualization / he is super sick.
32 for 14 now, Zayu. Nobody is close. Rops is on 22 frags. He is 10 away from Zayu. He is forcing Vitality towards that third map. 14-12 is on the way. Mousesports waiting for the next buy. Frozen presumably holding on to his Kevlar. Woxic only has a deagle to lose, so he may hunt for something. But as you can see, RPK and Shox have secured the safe exit into the apartments. And that's where Vitality will stay. Apex making extra sure there are no shenanigans towards the end of the round. No sneaky defuse attempts. So, Vitality now 2 rounds away from a third map. And that's some of the Vitality org, I do believe, there in the crowd. This is a big one. Chris J and Woxic will make it even bigger, both taking an AWP.
Can Mousesports do it again? Let's not forget, Mousesports were basically in exactly this position on Inferno, and they managed to bring it back to overtime. And Woxic holding that mid position. Spotting that there's no early play in mid. No nades.
Oh, wait a minute.
Nothing.
Is Rops looking in the underpass? With Woxic covering the angle? Okay, he's repositioned now. I think he was previously. They didn't hold the angle. That could have been interesting. Checked by Apex. Rops now in the ladder room. Has the off angle though, if they are to, well, to try and boost, for example. All concerned must be careful. Window not broken just yet. Again, we've got Shox lurking in Palace. Looks like it will be a split of sorts of the A-bomb side, but just walking through connector for free. You can't do that for free. There is a trade. Bomb not spotted just yet by the CTs, but they've got plenty of clues. Rob spraying through the connector smoke, and Chris J will get taken out just in time. That's a huge save by Shox.
Yeah, it really is. Chris J trying to play for time there as opposed to going for the shots and taking that risk, but it ends up not paying off regardless. Woxic holding the angle. Double peek might be in store. There's a smoke instead. RPK over the smoke. The Eagle's out, and over the top of the smoke, RPK will have the advantage. The lineup from ZywOo, who doesn't even realize that he was hitting Karrigan as well, and it's very bad hit. Oh, no way that Karrigan can make it out. Stabbed in the back.
In the back.
And that's going to be another round. That's going to be game point in the hands of Vitality, and the money is not great for Mousesports. At the very least, they do have that max loss bonus, so they do get an award of $3,400 for losing that last round, but still, it's going to be really tough. They won't be able to play with an AWP. And they've been playing extremely passive, James, and I think part of the reason is because Vitality are very hard to catch off guard. The way that Vitality start their T side, there aren't really many openings. And so I think that's the reason why Mousesports are forced into this ultra-passive play, but I think it's causing problems for them.
Good spirits in the Vitality camp. They can take a sigh of relief as at least overtime has been secured. Another timeout before we get back into things here. Again, this used to be a signature map for Mousesports, but we have seen 6 rounds in a row now for Vitality. This has been quite the comeback. As we saw late on in the previous map from Mousesports, Vitality are doing even better in that respect. 6 rounds in a row. ZywOo leading the charge round after round.
Okay, it's an HE setup there from Chris in response to nades that might be tossed in for Vitality. Speaking of which, there's a stairs smoke, which is going to bait out some more utility from Mousesports. They don't really have much to work with in the first place. And ZywOo now, he's stalking them like a predator on that catwalk position with that AWP. So dangerous. He's making his way through towards the B-bomb site, and there's just a swarm coming for Karrigan. I don't know what he's going to do with the FAMAS here in this position. They're getting wiped out again here. This might be curtains for Mousesports on Mirage.
Looking that way, looking even better now for Vitality. 5 versus 1, led by ZywOo in terms of fragging, and Shox to finish off the job. We're going to a third map. Who gets 35 frags in a grand final? I'll tell you who, ZywOo, almost every map.